Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 63, and so far this video is going to be a remake of the one I just posted not too long ago and everything. Yeah, that one had some audio issues because I had to kind of be more quiet to record it and everything like that. So with this, I'm just going to kind of just probably say the same thing I said before in the other one, and probably just some other stuff. I don't know. Probably, again, it's a rambling one, so just whatever. But yeah, so far with this, basically it's been a few days after I graduated. I graduated on December 12th of December in 2025. And so far, just after I graduated, not gonna lie, I'm feeling really useless after all of that. The reason for that is because basically I just graduated from college, and I've been complaining about this the entire time, but it's like hitting me even harder. It's just the fact that like I have no idea how to do anything whatsoever. The only thing I've been doing is just like working with Game Maker to like make a game. Just been working on that for like several years and releasing it piece by piece, just on like one big update and everything. And so far with that, just, I've been practicing making music with the game and art. I've been practicing that with all the other videos and stuff I've been making as well. And that's just the whole thing with that too. My art is taking like a while also because I'm just like slowly getting into it and still just trying to improve, because I don't really want to rush through that. But yeah, even with all that, it's like I really don't have skills enough in anything to really like get a job in doing anything. So with that, it's like, because at the graduation they're basically talking about all the stuff you learned and how that can help you like get a career and all that and stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, they haven't taught me a single thing. Because so far the person who was like the head speaker or whatever, it was one of the teachers I had who's like known for failing people, because he would just like give people a study guide for an exam, and then nothing on that study guide would be on the exam. Or he would give us a question that's similar to something we did in class, but he would add information that would make us have to, like, we would just have to know information off the top of our head that there's no way we would know. Like if in class we would take these two numbers and add them, on the test it would be three numbers, and then be like, okay, instead of adding, you're supposed to subtract them, then raise them to the power of 5, and then multiply it by something random like the exact amount of voltage a light bulb gets when you flick it on and off. Like something like that, where you're like, how will we know those steps or the voltage of a light bulb being flicked on and off the top of our head without you ever telling us this? And usually the same response would be like, oh, well, it's not that hard, and that's it. Like they would just say it's not that hard, and I'm like, that's not answering whatsoever the question I just had. Like, they're just like, you should just know this stuff without us telling you. And I'm like, this is why we're here at school, to learn this stuff. So if you want us to just know everything before coming to class, then what's the point of being in school? Because another thing they would say would be, they would basically, we're not here to teach you, we're here to teach you to teach yourself. And that's something where it's like, okay, so basically I'm paying money to teach myself how to do this, so then what's the point of being in school? And they would say, oh, the point of being in school is to learn this stuff. And I'm like, you just actively said, you're not here to teach me, I want to teach myself, making it so there's no point being in school. And because of that, basically their logic was, oh yeah, you come to school, we give you more work, And that work should help you learn how to do this stuff. And I'm like, it really doesn't. Because if you don't tell us anything, but you're giving us work that we can't figure out, then we're not going to learn a single thing except why did we come to school in the first place if we could have just had an easier time and learned way more if we just didn't go to school. So that's like the whole thing and stuff about that and everything too, where it just got like really annoying with that. But yeah, the whole thing is it just boils down to I didn't learn a single thing at school. Now, I know so far it's a thing too where it's like my cousins and other people tend to ask me like, how come I didn't just like, when I had downtime or something, go online and just like learn how to do this stuff on my own. Like just, go on the internet, look up how to program or anything like that. And the main reason for that was because I didn't have any free time whatsoever. The only free time I had was when the semester ended. So when they couldn't give me any more work, that's the free time I had. And that free time went to me basically learning how to use Game Maker, making my own stories, enemies, bosses, draw my own art, learning how to draw, learning how to make music. Basically learning everything I wanted to learn to begin with. Like, basically I went to college to learn how to program so I could be able to make video games. Because I was like naive back then and was like, if you want to learn how to program, school will teach you how to program. Now I know that's an absolute lie, and if you want to learn, you just gotta like learn it yourself, because that's like the better option. And basically in school I didn't learn anything. Didn't learn how to program, didn't learn how to fix computers, didn't learn anything whatsoever. Well, I didn't learn anything from the school itself. I'll basically get into that later on, but basically just due to all of that, it's just that like what I went there for, I didn't learn. So basically the school part was a waste. And when I had free time, I started just leaning hard into learning what I wanted to learn, which was how to make video games. And with me doing that, I have definitely made progress with Game Maker and at least getting more confident in like trying to do art. I'm not perfect at it, but I at least got more confident in trying. And in music, same thing. I'm not that good, but I at least have more confidence in trying and trying to improve. So those like the main things there where I'm like, at least with that, I learned that on my own when school wasn't in the way. But I had to do all that in like very short time spans because the summer I only had like 3 months. And then winter break I had basically like half a month. And that was it. Or maybe like 3 weeks, maybe a month, I don't know. But basically that's all I had. So during that time I was working on other stuff. And even now, like after I graduated, I decided like on top of everything else I'm doing, learning like, how to draw, make music, program, making a game, a bunch of other stuff, I decided that I will also try to like learn how to program in another language as well, which just keeps adding more stuff on top of a list of a lot of things I have to do. But yeah, I'm going to try to like learn that as well. I picked a language out. I'm going to learn like C++, because that will help me with like Unreal Engine and everything in the future. Plus, it seems like it has a lot of uses as well. So that's why I'm going to look into that and try to learn it. But basically just, yeah, when I was in school, I really didn't have free time because they would give me as much work as humanly possible. Anytime I finished any work I had, they would instantly give me more. And it wasn't even at the end of the deadline either. It was like, if on a Monday they assign like 48 assignments, and I'm not even kidding on that, literally it would be 48 assignments. Then if I try to work through those as quick as I can, the same day they might go, I want to give you a paper to write as well, having nothing to do with the assignments or anything. they'll just be like, oh yeah, I want you to write this like 12-page paper on this, and it's also due like on the next day or something. And I'm like, why are you giving us this much work? It's unrelated, and we're not really going to learn anything to help us with programming or fixing a computer or anything. It just felt like they kept giving busy work a lot of the time, because they would give a lot of work as much as they can, as often as they can, and it would be horrible because they would give you an assignment where it's like, if you do it, you get like 1 point on your final exam. If you don't do it, you basically lose like 50 points off your final grade. And I'm like, so we have no choice but to do this, and it's a ton of work for really no payoff whatsoever. I'm like, this is just a waste of time. I could actually be learning something. Cause that's the thing that just like was horrible about it. Just like every time I went to college, I was like, I could learn more today if I just didn't go to class, if I didn't do any of the work. I could just learn so much more. Which, again, is a thing where it's like, if you're feeling that being in school, that means it probably really shouldn't be in school because it's not helping you. But yeah, that's just the whole thing and stuff too, where it's like, after graduation, I do feel just like really useless. Like, I have no idea how to do anything. So like, job wise, yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do. So far, everybody in my family, again, they're just doing the thing I knew they would do, where they're like, you have a degree, so that means you should be able to do all this stuff. And I'm like, I haven't learned a single thing. This degree is useless. But they don't listen to that. They just treat everything like I'm saying like it's a lie. So there's that and everything. So I just gotta figure something out with that. So far, just again, job wise, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I basically just have to try to find a job where I can. But for now, because it's like December, I'm gonna like take a break and just like rest. Then in January of 2026, I basically have no choice but to just like look into getting a job or something like that. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that because, again, I have no skills, no talents, and most places now, they just expect you to just know how to do everything. Like, they really don't train you too much. They just want people who know what they're doing. So yeah, that's going to be way tougher and everything right there. But yeah, the whole thing is, with my entire college experience and everything, it's just the fact that like in technical college, that was a huge waste of time because my school really didn't like have a computer program because they kept trying to get rid of it. Then they kept being surprised people were signing up for it, so then they tried to bring it back, but they did it horribly because they kept like firing teachers in the middle of the semester, or in reality the teachers kept quitting because they weren't getting paid. So we would be left with no teacher in the middle of the semester, and then we just have to basically just read a textbook that taught us nothing and then just move on. Or we get a teacher that would not know what they're doing, because they would specifically say they have no idea what they're doing. They just got thrown into the class. So that's a whole thing and stuff as well, which again really is not that good if you're trying to learn something. And yeah, something I learned not too long ago either, which again, it's in the other video, but again, just I'll say it again. So basically, the person who was the president in charge of the technical college I went to, as of December 2025, basically the president in charge of that technical college, they got fired because they've been stealing money from the school for a long time. And basically, they've been in charge of that place since 2016. And I went to that technical college, I think in 2017, I think. So that basically explains why programs like, there was a program there that helped people get textbooks for free, and then they just would have to return it. the problem with that was, again, it was a great program, but the school got rid of that. And then the computer program, they wouldn't hire any teachers and stuff for that either. I think the reason was because every other program at that school was basically funded by another company. So there was like a class to learn how to work certain machinery because a company basically paid for people to go there and learn. Then there was another course for like learning how to drive like tractors and like other construction work equipment. Again, another company paid for that and provided the teachers. A nursing program, which I'm pretty sure another like board paid for people to teach and for people to go. Same thing for the like child education and child care classes. Again, those are funded by other people and stuff as well. So that's why those stuck around. But the programs the school had to pay for themselves, such as the program that helped with the textbooks and the computer program, since there was no company funding that, the school had to pay for stuff using the students' tuition. So I'm pretty sure that's why they got rid of it, because the person in charge was like, why would we use the money for that when I could just pocket the money? So that's why a lot of that stuff just like went away, or it's really inconsistent. Because I had a friend who worked there and stuff as well, and basically he got fired because he wouldn't do like some dangerous work they wanted him to do. But yeah, just a whole thing like that where they really do not care about the computer program at all. Plus, the school a while ago lost its like things like accreditation or something, where basically people proved the school was not teaching the students what they needed to learn. So it was a whole thing in that and everything too. And I'm like, this proves that everything I said about that school was correct. It was a terrible school. And I just know, again, people will just forget I say any of that whatsoever, where I say the school was just horrible. They just will completely ignore it. And basically just, just use this as an example of, oh, this school turned out to be bad. And I've been saying that forever, but now you're only listening because like, or actually, no, they're not even going to listen. They're just going to be like, you never said that, or you were being over dramatic. Just anything like that too, to just like not, admit I was right about it. So that's a whole thing. But beyond that, that basically proves why my technical college was horrible. Then my other college, again, I already said all that stuff where like teachers didn't answer questions. Them contradicting themselves by basically saying, if we tell you something, you won't learn anything, which makes no sense because that's the whole point of teaching, is to tell people stuff. Them saying you're not here to be taught, you're here to basically teach yourself to teach yourself. Like, the teachers aren't there to teach you, they're there to teach you to teach yourself. Just stupid things like that. It's like all of those, I'm like, was a huge mix of it where it's like that school really didn't care too much about you learning. It just basically wanted your money, and it was just horrible. Especially the classes that just use Cengage. Again, Cengage is a horrible site. Nobody likes it. The teachers just use it because, again, it grades the stuff easier, so that's why they're just fine with using it. It's just really not freaking good, man. But the whole thing with that is like, again, just my whole college experience with that too and everything's just been completely bad. Haven't learned a thing there, and that's just like having just terrible effects on me now and all that as well. But yeah, I just gotta like figure something out and everything and stuff with that too and all though. But yeah. The main other thing though is that basically after like the college experience and everything and stuff too, where again, just another thing I was thinking about, I didn't have any free time whatsoever, so I didn't have time to like join clubs or do anything. It was just like not good whatsoever. The only thing I really gained from going to college, if I had to say, besides debt, was basically I got into drawing. I got into learning. I like drawing with like ink and everything like that as well. I got a bunch of like decent books and stuff for like drawing and reading and everything. That's really it. And I got my first job tutoring in my technical college. Also, I got to work with the IT team in my technical college, so that's where I got to learn some stuff from the IT team. But beyond that, it's like, yeah, the school part itself, I didn't learn like a single thing, which is like really terrible. But basically, after college and all that, so far my career path that I basically like started off early in these videos basically saying was I basically wanted a career making video games. Basically, again, the career hasn't changed whatsoever, but just little things have changed about it. Like, one, after being on a bunch of like terrible teams in college where people didn't really care about the work and basically I would end up doing most of the work by myself, I basically just decided to try to become a basically I try to alright, so basically I'm gonna try to become a solo game developer, which basically I am, but I'm gonna just like try even more to just like make a bunch of games on my own, release them, get my skills up, try to make some interesting stuff. Because I just learned like working with a team never really worked out for me. Again, it's probably different with game development because the people working with you want to make the game, but I still rather just like be able to make it myself so I can at least know the game will get done. And that everything will be done to my like weird specifications and all that. So that's like the main thing I just really want to make sure I just do. So basically I said a lot of like solo development is the main thing I'm probably gonna like focus on. Plus the fact that is that like I don't really feel like I'm skilled enough to work with other people. So that's another reason why I want to like make stuff on my own and everything like that. From there, if I had to say, let me see. Another thing I decided to start doing as well was like I'm gonna start using like forums, like the Game Maker forums a bit more to talk to people and everything. So I can see if I can like get connections and or just like market my game a bit better. So I'm gonna like try to utilize that. I should probably eventually like, cause I've just like went on some people's posts and just kind of like, you know, just talked on there a little bit, but I should probably try to just like ask for more advice in other stuff again, or maybe like join other forums and communities or something like that where it comes down to just straight up trying to improve when it comes down to like my art and I don't know, maybe like my video making or something and all that. Just any like just something to get like feedback and advice from people when it comes down to like my drawings or like my work with making games. I should definitely like go to forums, talk to people, and just, you know, get more suggestions, advice, feedback, things like that, as well as get to play other people's stuff too as well. So just little things like that, maybe get inspiration from it, who knows. But yeah, I should really do that and everything. I'm going to try to get started with that more frequently. I just got to like look through it and stuff more. So at least with that, my marketing, at least I'm finally taking a step into doing that. So that's a pretty good thing. With art, I'm basically still in the same area where, again, I'm still working with the books. I'm trying to improve. I keep getting worse with one of my problems, though. I keep buying more books. So that's a big problem I have, but at least I'll have more stuff to like learn things from. So that's, again, a decent thing. I just need to practice and stuff more and like make more videos and everything. So I will definitely try to do that. I also said that I will try for this month to, one, try to get to a set point in cartooning, because before this year is up, I want to see if I can get to the part, like, at least, well, okay, basically once it hits 2026, I want the next part I work on to be the cartoon body. So I need to finish the stuff with the female features in cartooning and the caricatures in cartooning. So the next video I make on that will probably be a big long video just to get through all of it. And then with the armature one, those I'm probably going to keep posting those on like Tuesday, because the cartooning one I'm going to post those the moment I get it done, or maybe the next day or something, who knows. But the armature one, that will take time, so I'm probably going to keep posting those on Tuesday, because I do need to make a backlog of videos. So if I get a job, I probably have like less time to keep making these. So at least I'll have enough to be able to keep coming out on Tuesday while I can keep practicing and working. So I can just, know I have like a deadline that I need to get more stuff out and everything. So maybe that's something that can help me out. I'll just like see what I can do. But yeah, the cartooning for this month, I'm just going to keep releasing like whenever I get it done. The armature, I will try to get that out every Tuesday. And that's mostly the main thing there. So like I said, my marketing, I'll try to work on that. My drawings, I'm trying to improve. I said programming wise, I'm going to try to learn C++. Basically for in the future, when I start working with Unreal Engine, that's going to be a long time from now. But if I start working with it, that will help me out, as well as it can help me with other things as well. So that's a good reason to learn C++. Plus, again, it might also help me with like getting a job with something. I don't know, but I just have to see what I can do. And kind of see what else. So far, I think that's mostly it. Yeah, because basically, like I said, again, I'm just going to keep working on solo development. I'm going to keep working on my game, because I still have a lot to do with that. Because with me focusing on my art, I keep like neglecting to work on my game, so I need to do that more. And plus a lot of others. I got like a lot of personal stuff to do, so I just gotta like get my schedule and stuff better. Since school isn't getting in the way, I need to just make up a better schedule and just, keep working on stuff and seeing what I can do. So that's definitely a thing that needs to be done. But yeah, that's mostly it and stuff now. It is just the thing of, like I said, graduation. I'm glad I'm done with school. It just really sucks that the goal I wanted to achieve, or the reason why I went to college, that just has not happened whatsoever. And I just have to like work extra harder to just try to like reach that goal. So at the very least, hopefully I'll get a story out of this and everything as well. So there's that. But it's just a lot of extra work that could have been done these years in college instead of them wasting my time. So yeah, just after all that, you just know how I feel about college. It was just horrible. But yeah, I do at least have some people supporting me, like my cousin and stuff like that. So again, like, just glad. I'm glad she's going for her goals and everything like that, and I'm going for mine. So we at least still support each other and everything. So I'm just happy about that. At least have somebody on my side at the very least. And yeah, I'm still buying a bunch of books to try to learn and just working on stuff to learn. So yeah, that's the main thing. Just I'm going to keep working, trying to improve, and just seeing what I can do. And basically my next rambling video will probably be, or it will definitely be, like the last day of this month. So I can basically just recap what I've done, what I can do, just everything like that. So I'll just see how things go with that. But yeah, this was basically just a re-recording of the other video, because I had to whisper, so the audio was kind of like inconsistent, but I tried balancing it out. So just, yeah, it was just the whole thing and stuff like that too and all. But yeah, just I did what I could do. I'm going to keep working on what I can, and just keep doing other things like that as well. bump it. While I'm here, I'll probably just mention this as well too. So far with the cartooning, like I said, by 2026, I'll see if I can get to the cartoon body. So I have like 2 things left, and I'll just like keep practicing, because the next cartoon videos I'm gonna release will be that one long one with the female cartoon face and the caricatures. I found basically some pictures of just like people from 1930 and 40 that just like cartoonishly stand out, so I can just like practice with them, see what I can do. Then later I'll probably work on some of my like weak spots of like drawing a head and hair, just to see what I can do with that in cartooning. In armature, I don't really expect to get past level 2 before this year is up, because basically I'm supposed to like get past simplified skeletons and then simplified volumes. I don't think I'm going to be done with simplified skeletons before this year is up, but I will just keep working and just trying to perfect what I've already can do a bit, just to see what I can. Then basically once I can finish level 3 out of 5, I'll probably just make a video about like level 4 and 5, just like taking pictures, running through it real quick, just like not drawing anything, just putting pictures in the video up, so if anybody's following along, they can just like look at that and use it as an example. Not even an example, but they can look at it just to like see what's up with the book. And then again, I still just will recommend them buying it, because if it's useful to them, buy it before that book becomes like hard to find, or before it costs a lot of money. But yeah, just things like that. And then the cartooning one and the armature one. But yeah, basically the whole thing's like just try to, the armature one, I'll just like keep posting those on Tuesday and just try to keep getting better. The cartooning, I'm going to try to keep working until I get to the point where I said by 2026, and then I'll just try to like improve and work on the parts I'm like messing up and everything. But yeah, that's mostly it for this video. So far I do feel like I'm improving at least a little bit with my art. I do need to practice pixel art more though, and I'm hoping at some point I eventually get feedback on my game of Buy Some Milk, because I really do want like just some feedback on that, so I can just know what to improve. Because I know there's some areas I need to improve, like I said, like coloring, or like there might be some like accidental kind of flashing in some of the parts, so I need to fix that and everything. But I'm going through, taking notes, seeing what I can fix, see what I can do, and I'll just keep doing that. Then afterwards I'll probably just like practice pixel art, and then eventually just, you know, work on another game and all that stuff. Just again, I will try to keep improving and everything. So even though school kind of like messed me up quite a bit, I will still keep working and seeing what I can do. So yeah, that's a definite thing there. But yeah, so far I rambled long enough, so I'll just go ahead and finish this video. So to myself and everybody else, see you in the next one.